Welcome, guys, to another episode of The Candy Show. I'm your host, Candy. Guys, we have another special guest in the building. I want you to welcome R&B singer, songwriter, producer, and also former member of the Platinum Group, Pretty Ricky. Guys, I want you to welcome Mr. Emanuel Deanda.
Hey, what's good, y'all? What's going on? What's going on?
What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
Hey.
Awesome. Okay, so tell me where you coming from today. Where are you at right now?
I'm
City
pretty
and
much
state.
based in my hometown. Born and raised in Pittsburgh, PA. Home of the Steelers, home of the Steel City. The steel mills and all of that. Pittsburgh is a very special place. Home of Wiz Khalifa. Shout out to Wiz Khalifa. Mac Miller, all those pretty much some pretty solid heroes came out of Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you wearing that P and you're repping the P. So let's talk a little bit about some Pittsburgh. Okay,
Yes.
now is that the Padres? Because I'm not familiar with the baseball team there, but I'm familiar with the football team. So
Yeah.
what baseball team do they have there?
The baseball team that we have here is the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates, pretty historical team. I'm actually a huge baseball fan. I was just talking baseball to one of my friends yesterday, man. I go deep. But yeah, the Pittsburgh Pirates is who we represent. Pirates are a great organization. I actually have some history with them. I actually got to sing the national anthem twice at their beautiful new ballpark over there in Pittsburgh, PNC Park over there on the North Shore of Pittsburgh. Got to be out there. I go to games a lot of times just to get out there and just, be a part of baseball. But yeah, Pittsburgh Pirates, that's what it is.
Go Pirates now. Well,
Yeah,
now I've been to a few games here, and I'm located in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's definitely
nice.
a different vibe, and it's different when you're just in that field area and you see the lights. It's just really different. It's peaceful too.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it. I just love going to the ball games and eating the food at the ballpark and enjoying the ambiance, especially when it's like a nice hot summer day. It's real cool, relaxing.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, okay, I'm liking your vibe there. It's a little vampire-ish, but that's okay.
Hey.
I feel like you. Okay, I'm just getting this vibe, and just correct me if I'm wrong, because it could be wrong. Do you like to lay low key a lot when you out and
um,
about?
I'm probably like kind of chill. I've always kind of probably throw my shades on and just kind of like be low key. Kind of like that. You know what I mean? I'm a little more laid back when I'm at the crib, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for the most part, just I like to be low key, just kind of chill.
Nice. All right. So
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about who Mr. Emmanuel Deante is.
Yes,
Now,
man.
before we go into the history, what's going on? You have a single out, 203. Tell
Yeah.
everyone about what's going on with that.
Absolutely. I got a brand new single out right now called 2:03 a.m. Just dropped it. Feeling pretty good. Summertime. I wanted to drop something up tempo, give some people, something to dance to, move around, kind of get moving around during the summertime. Man, you need that. I just wanted to start, getting some more of my music out. Um, 2:03 a.m. kind of basically explains itself. You know what I'm saying? The song kind of like happened around that time, 2:03 a.m. in the morning. For a lot of artists, a lot of times, we tend to do music late night. You know what I mean? It can go late into the nights. I've done music all the way from the evening into the next day. The sun coming up, birds chirping, and everything. So, but it was just one of those things. I just happened to look at the clock right as soon as I got done with the song, and it was just like 2:03 a.m. and I'm like, hey, there it is. Because sometimes you get caught up in like trying to give a song a title all the time. As a songwriter, you make thousands of songs, and then it's just like, what do I call this song now? But that was like I said, one of those ideas I kind of ran across at 2:03 a.m.
So that's the meaning behind 203. There's nothing deeper than that, huh? Because
You can listen to the lyrics in the song. It's talking about, hey, I want to chill with you. I want to lay here forever with you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, that could go down at 2:03 a.m. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those special moments happen late in the evening. So, shoot, hey, sometimes you might want to lay with your special one, what I'm saying, late night and just stay there forever. You know what I mean? Especially, if you're late night, just chilling with your lover.
Okay, tell everyone where they can actually get that at.
2:03 a.m. It's available on every musical outlet that you could think of. Especially, I know a lot of people have their favorite outlets, but you can definitely go to Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, iTunes, and all of that. What is it? Deezer, Amazon Music, Tidal. It should be on SoundCloud, so I got to put it on SoundCloud. I think I didn't put it on there yet, but it should be on there now. But you can, every digital platform that you can think of. Some of the DSPs might be still trying to catch up with trying to get them into the stores. But it should be everywhere you can find music.
Talk about the production. Are you working independently? Are you working with anyone else right now? Tell us a little bit about how that came about.
Well, when I first came in the game, I was really literally just a singer and a songwriter. And I was in the studio always around a lot of different producers and musicians. And from there, I kind of picked up a lot of things, just watching a lot of the musicians and producers work and do their thing. I've always been musically inclined. So I ended up teaching myself how to play piano. Once I learned the concept of playing the piano, I went to YouTube University, by the way.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You can learn everything on YouTube. And I learned this from a guy that went to Berkeley in California. He came and helped me set up my first studio, and he was like, "Man, look, man, don't go spend your money on all of these crazy musical institutions. Just go to YouTube. Everything's on there." I was like, "Wow." But yeah, I went to YouTube University, started learning some songs, learning some basic concepts of piano, taught myself how to play. And from there, I kind of really turned myself into a music producer. So for a while there, for years, I was working with a lot of different producers, like I said. And then I just turned around one day and said, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to start just producing my own stuff." So I ended up just start putting beats together on my own, going through all the trials and errors of trying to make beats, which is, kind of difficult. But I was able to, make it through the storm. I'm not all the way out of the woods, but there's a lot to learn. I think producing is a lifelong learning thing. You're a student forever. I just kind of fell into music production, and I came up with this beat for 2:03 a.m. I was kind of digging into my roots when I was with Pretty Ricky down there in Miami. That that kind of Miami bass kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, hey, I want to make something like that. That's kind of cool. Ended up making the beat, and wrote the song out. And man, here we are today. I'm out here debuting songs that I wrote and produced, which is still kind of mind blowing to me because, like I said, I was so used to getting beats from other producers all the time, and you got to rely on producers and all that stuff and deal with different personalities and blah blah blah, all of the sort. So, it feels good to be able to kind of just just kind of shoulder all of the responsibility on that. You know what I mean? Hey, I'll make the beat, engineer the session, record myself, you know what I mean? Mix it and balance it out myself, all of that, and, get it ready for release.
See, isn't that a wonderful feeling? Not
Yeah.
that you're not relying on anyone else, but you have added value to your craft.
Hmm.
And it's now like, okay, I know how to do it. Now I know how to get in there and do things. But then at the same time, like you said, you haven't perfected it yet.
Yeah.
And it's
Still
just
working.
it's so wonderful to just have another
Yeah.
accomplishment underneath your belt.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just having those accomplishments, being able to do that, just being able to see what it takes, putting in the work, and all of that. I mean, it's been a lot of lessons learned. You know what I mean? So I'm really, really happy to be able to, learn these lessons and continue just being creative and moving forward, man. I'm having a great time right now.
Now tell us, how did you tie into the household name entertainment and St. James? And shout out to both, not only St. James, but also shout out to Miss Coco Reyes.
Yes.
Tell us how
Yeah.
you hooked up with them.
Oh man, you know what I'm saying? The internet is a hell of a thing, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to just kind of like meeting people, moving around, the more that you're on the internet more, the more that you're on social medias, posting your things, you just never know who's going to end up seeing your stuff. And you never know who you're going to end up seeing. You know, I remember running across St. James stuff. I know he was, promoting his things, and I was like, man, I seen some of his music come across. I'm like, man, this is really, really good, man. This dude's quality. You know, you see a lot of different artists out here trying to make music, and when you run across something special, you know it. You know what I mean? So definitely end up liking some of his posts. You know what I mean? Seeing he had some really good content. His music was very, very quality. So I totally respected that. You know what I mean? And we sparked up a friendship, man. Started talking, you know what I'm saying? Gave him a piece of my history, gave me a piece of his, and we kind of just built our relationship from there. Over the years, we just kind of like, just grew and grew with the relationship. And at some point I was like, hey man, you know what? Let me holler at you, man. I see what Household Name Entertainment is doing, you know what I mean? And I could use some of that assistance over there, you know what I'm saying? So he started bringing me on, introducing me to a lot of people under the umbrella of Household Name, you know what I mean? And helping me out, you know what I mean? Introducing me to the team. Shout out to Coco Reyes, Ray Martinez. There's, just everybody I've been meeting along the way, yourself included. Miss Candy, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. Just all the people involved. It's just a great thing, man. Shout out to Household Name.
Once again, shout out to Household Name Entertainment, St. James, Coco Reyes, Pops. I mean, they have a plethora of talent over there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
hopefully, we all can get together and do our thing, real soon, hopefully.
Yeah, we got to do it, man. Tell St. James, come on, let's go, man. Let's put together this tour. Let's get out here on this road, man. Let's get some sponsors. Let's roll, man. We ready.
Yes, yes. Now I said earlier a little bit about your vibe. You're that cool dude that probably just sit in the corner and you just peep everything out, don't you? You just watch people.
Yeah, I kind of was like that all the time. Even when I was in the club, I was, I was kind of shy. I was the shy guy, kind of chilling. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like the boisterous, life of the party or anything like that. I used to always be in the club, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? In the corner, kind of observing, just on the low, kind of quiet. You know what I'm saying? But I've kind of opened up over the years a little bit. You know what I mean? I kind of call myself a sociable introvert a little bit. I don't know. So it's like, but yeah, I'm mostly, for the most part, I'm more chill. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a little bit that same way too. It's just
yeah,
like I'm not so much as a people watcher, but I'm an environment watcher. I just
oh
gotta
yeah,
feel out the situation first, and then I'm still, getting to know a lot of people and just reading people and all of
yeah.
that good stuff. So,
You
trust
got to
me.
be aware of your surroundings all the
There,
time.
there you go. All
Yeah.
right, now you and I have something in common. I don't know if you know this or not, but you're probably like, "What is she talking about?" Right? You started in talent shows.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
I'm a talent show baby here too. So I'm like anybody that I see that started out in talent shows, they're special. They're extra
yeah,
special. Talk to
yeah.
us a little bit about your journey and how that all came about, and then
Man.
how. Wait a minute, I know something else too. I need to get my note here. I heard you also act too. You sung one of my good songs. You do the whiz too, so I heard about that.
Yeah,
Go
yeah. I
ahead.
mean, I started doing some stage stuff as a youngster. My first stage experience was around third grade. I did the play The Wiz when I was in third grade. Yeah. My music teacher, she ended up hearing my voice in music class one day, and she was like, "Oh, yeah, you got to come all the way from the back, and you're going to sit in the front from now on." So she made me sit in the front, and from there, relationship grew, and she ended up putting me into the school production, The Wiz. Ended up giving me the part as Cowardly Lion. I remember my mom, she made me a Cowardly Lion outfit, and you know what I mean, get me ready for this play. And I had to deal with my stage fright and my nerves and all that, and she got me through that. And that was one of my first experiences, getting some acting stuff. As far as other acting things, basically, I mean, just throughout the years of actually doing like just like I've done a few plays later on down the line, especially through high school. And then just being in music videos, man, you got to become an actor or an actress right there on the spot. You know what I'm saying? So that's really, really important. but yeah, stage, all of that good stuff, man. I mean, yeah, just being exposed to that kind of lifestyle. I mean, yeah, it's definitely been in my blood. Yeah.
You've been in the church scene as well, and that's kind of how you pretty much started singing. You can definitely
Yeah.
tell. I can definitely tell with the harmonies and just the
Mhm.
controlling of your voice. And it just seems so natural when you sing.
Yeah, yeah. Just coming up, just singing in those kind of environments. I was singing in the church choir, singing in the school choir. My high school, shout out to Westinghouse High School here in Homewood in Pittsburgh, PA. Homewood's a very legendary neighborhood. I think it was the Discovery Channel that did an expose on Homewood. You know what I mean? A lot of history out here. Um, but yeah, Homewood was the high school that I went to and helped me to, kind of like hone my skills as a singer, especially singing in the choir, being able to travel and do that. And me and my brothers from the choir, we ended up getting an opportunity later on after high school. Our choir director had us come through and just sing in the community choir, and also put us in front of some folks to audition for the Temptations movie. I know you remember the Temptations movie that came out some years ago. That was actually filmed entirely here in Pittsburgh, PA. Parts of it was filmed in my old neighborhood that I lived in. And a lot of my friends from Pittsburgh are in the Temptations movie, including me and my boys. So, after we got that opportunity for the Temptations being on the big screen and all that, that's when we kind of like kept pushing to like try to make music out here in Pittsburgh.
Wow. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. The Temptations movie. Yes, I love it.
Hmm.
Man, I can watch it over and over and over. But whatever reason, like when I catch it on TV, I end up always in that same part
Um,
where the doom, 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 doom.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know, for whatever reason, I watch it on TV. That's my, for whatever reason, I catch it
I love it. I love it.
right there.
I love it.
Oh,
Such a
my
great
goodness.
movie.
Yes. Okay. Now I need to hear about Crave because I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've been through your YouTube pages and
Yeah.
mm, that Crave. I know that's how you got started, and I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, come on
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Me and my boy.
If you didn't notice, I'm a R&B lover straight up, like so.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'm glad that you love R&B, man. I mean, R&B is still very much loved out here. It's still a great thing. Yeah, Crave, my boys, my group here in Pittsburgh, we started out, like I said, after we got done with the Temptations movie. The boys were still hungry for that, just that feeling of doing music and being accepted. We ended up doing a talent show, again, out here in Pittsburgh. Talent shows were a great thing back in the day. I wish they would make talent shows more popular again nowadays.
Listen,
Um,
we can sidebar, and I can tell you what, we can start that straight up.
yeah,
I'm so
yeah,
serious.
we could definitely do it, man. It's a great thing for any city, any town. But yeah, our local radio station, Whammo, shout out to Whammo here in Pittsburgh. They did a talent show. They had annual talent shows that they had used to showcase for local talent. And me and my boys Craig, we ended up going down there, and we ended up getting the part to be in the talent show. We auditioned, got in, went to the talent show, and ended up killing it. You know what I'm saying? We went on stage, man. And I mean, just the reaction from the crowd. I mean, the girls, all the women, and in the whole place, they rushed the stage. We ended up going out there killing it. We won first place. Got a little money that night. You know what I mean? Ended up with a pocket full of business cards. Everybody wanted to sign us, but there was one guy that came to us and was like, "Look, man, you guys were pretty good, but you could have been way better." And we ended up meeting our manager that night. Shout out to Big D, Mean Street Entertainment. He put us through some artist development, helped Crave get to the next level. And Crave ended up really, really doing some great things in the city, getting a lot of spins at radio. We were at one point, my group was at Power Rotation. That's unheard of, especially for a local artist. We were getting a lot of spins at radio, making a lot of firsts at radio, doing a lot of things, winning some awards, doing a lot of things in the community. And Crave got a lot of accolades, and one of those accolades is actually coming up. We actually received the key to the city in 2007, along with a proclamation. Crave Day and Mean Street Entertainment Day is every year, July 21st in Pittsburgh. So yeah, coming up next week.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is crazy. Wow. I
Well,
mean, key to
yeah.
the city?
Yeah. Key to the city,
That's
proclamation. Yeah, a lot of history.
that is dope. Wow. I am so,
Yeah.
well, listen, I'm gonna say congratulations. I mean,
Thank
you
you.
guys,
Thank you.
that's, if you don't do anything else, that's a stamp to show where you started. Like,
Yeah. My group. Yeah, we're not to cut you off. I'm sorry, but my group also we're also one of the groups that got the most national attention ever since the Marcells. I don't know if you ever heard of them. The Marcells are a legendary old school group from back in the 50s and 60s. But the Marcells were from here in Pittsburgh, and they got national attention back then, and we're the first group to get national attention here in Pittsburgh like that. And we are the top selling R&B group as far as music sales of all time in Pittsburgh. So shout out to my boys, Craig.
well, dang. Okay, now I'm gonna have to come up there. Now I've been to Philly, but I haven't
Yeah.
been to Pittsburgh. But I heard it's like what, 10 hours from here, so I don't know.
Yeah,
But
slide through. Pittsburgh is a pretty cool town. It's a small city, but still a major city. It's a lot of fun, a lot of history here.
nice, nice.
Yeah.
Now, with your journey being in Crave, I know you guys had some dope dance moves too back then, didn't you?
Oh man, all the choreography. I mean, that was back then when it was important for guys to dance. You already know. Groups were, it was imperative for you to dance. You couldn't just stand there and just sing, like, you know what I mean, like, even the Temptations had dance moves. But we had to have dance moves, just based on the history of R&B music and everything that we studied, coming on through our journey and our time. But yeah, we had choreographers and everybody come through and help. We even had one of our own members in the group. He was pretty good at movement and dancing, so he helped out with a lot of choreography. So yeah, man, we definitely had to move. We still use them, whenever we get together to do a performance.
Okay, so you may not have known, I dance too, so I used
Hey,
to do some hip hop dancing, background dancing. So I have a love again. See, we have something in common. I love my dancing. I love my dancers. That's what I love to see when I go see a show. I want to
yeah,
see moving around. I want to see the
yeah,
guys pumping. I want,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Because back
absolutely.
then, woo, the guys used to get on the floor
Oh,
and pump, pump.
oh man, that was my boy's crave. We used to dive in the air and dive and land on the ground and crawl on the ground and do all kind of humping and pumping, grinding. Women, we used to do it. Yeah, we used to do all kind of stuff, you know what I mean? And just make sure that the energy was up, the energy was high. But yeah, dancing is very important. I just went to I got to see the culture tour when it was over there in Cleveland, Ohio. I traveled over there to go check it out. And every dance, every performer, Jodeci, New Edition, Charlie Wilson, they all had dancers, and all of them, like, mainly like a lot of female dancers. I see a lot of people incorporating women. So shout out to the ladies that are out here absolutely killing it on stage, and being a great support staff for a lot of these artists out here. Women get on stage and they just kill it, man. And they really add something special and magical to the stage show.
Yes, they do. Oh my goodness. And because
Yeah.
I'm in that field, I usually look at the dancers before I look at the artists, which I still do
Yeah.
that. But because I'm, in that field, I'm like, you know what? I love it. I love to see, even if they're men dancers, I love to see the dancers, period, because they just add a different flavor to the
Oh,
show
yeah.
so
Absolutely.
much. But with all that packaging you guys had, that also led you to being introduced to Pretty Ricky.
Yes. Yes. We ended up, Pretty Ricky ended up having a tour that came through Pittsburgh. I think it was called like it was pretty much called like I think it was a snowball or something like that. That's something that they called it, but it was a tour that they put together. It was Pretty Ricky, a female group called Black Butterfly, and Trey Songz. And Pretty Ricky did their radio run. They went to Whammo and did an interview. And what Pretty Ricky does is, every city that they go to, they always ask who is the most popular or hottest local act in that city, because that was how they used to, like, kind of talent scout and look for artists to sign or possibly get on with. And they ended up hearing our song. I wrote a song for my group called Crave, called Ask For It by Name. It ended up becoming like a local legendary kind of song, like a, what I'm saying, like a cult classic, like a, what I mean, like a hood classic, street classic. So yeah, Ask For It by Name, you can look that up. It's online by Crave. But yeah, I wrote that song. They heard the song. And, the music director was kind enough to, just kind of like boost us up and like, hey, you got to check these guys Crave out. They're the hottest thing in Pittsburgh. They got this song Asked For By Name. Baby Blue from Pretty Ricky was like, hey man, get them boys, tell them get downtown right now. You know what I'm saying? If they want to open up for the show, they can get downtown right now. So we ended up, everybody flew from wherever we was at our job, at home, wherever. We ended up, running downtown to the radio station, meeting up with them. And next thing you know, they was like, hey man, let's go. And so we ended up going over to the Carnegie, what is it? The Carnegie Music Hall. Yeah, that's right. They had the show at the Carnegie Music Hall here in Pittsburgh, right in Oakland, on the Pitt campus. And they ended up having us open up for the show. It was a legendary night. We got to see Pretty Ricky in their prime. These guys were amazing, amazing stage show. I mean, their act was just so energetic. I mean, high flying. When I tell you, these guys were like doing handstands and backflips and all kinds of stuff on stage. They had the girls going crazy. The first time seeing Trey Songz and meeting him, it was a great night, legendary night. And from there, Pretty Ricky pretty much they signed on with us literally, and then ended up bringing us down Florida to record our first album.
Wow. So you got signed. Your group was signed to Pretty Ricky.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We ended up getting signed 2007. We signed our deal. They actually flew into Pittsburgh. The footage is online. But you can see it, like when Crave got signed, Pretty Ricky came out, announced to the crowd at the Summer Jam. This was actually the very last Summer Jam ever in Pittsburgh in 2007. And they came out, announced to the crowd that they signed Crave after all of the, the grind and the success that they seen us do. They announced to the crowd. And, that's the same night that we received the key to the city and the proclamation. And man, it was just a total, man, everything coming together. Everything came together. Like, it was so magical. We ended up having a signing party. It was the biggest party in the city. Like, some of the Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers, they left their party because they heard about our party. So they came down the street. They was like, man, we heard about y'all party. It was cracking. So everybody started coming to our party. All the news stations, news channels, everybody was just like roll to our party. We had one of the biggest parties in the city that year when we celebrated our signing. And the rest was history. We ended up going down there. Started working on the album. Unfortunately, they ended up disbanding the group, and they wanted to deal with me as a solo artist and a songwriter, and ended up leaving my group Crave to pursue a solo career. And that's what kind of catapulted me into the opportunity to get with Pretty Ricky on another level.
Now, see, that is something that's a little puzzling to me. You leave a group, you go solo, and then you end up actually being in another group.
Man,
how does
crazy? I thought I was done with groups. It's crazy. I ended up going from one boy group. I kind of nurtured that situation for all those years, got us to our height, and ended up leaving and signing as a solo artist. I was a solo act for about maybe 3 months. Maybe 3 to 4 months, I was a solo act because Pretty Ricky they were going through a flux, sort of. Actually, my understudy that was actually running the music and studying under me in my group, he was actually on tour with us when Crave went on tour with Pretty Ricky. My understudy ended up getting the opportunity to replace Pleasure P first because when Pleasure P ended up leaving and going solo and doing his solo act, my boy Chris Ambition Myers, shout out to Chris. Ambition is a really, really great artist, and he ended up getting the opportunity through my boys, my group, Crave and Mean Street Entertainment, to replace Pleasure. So my whole crew was pretty much like in, with Pretty Ricky and Blue Star. Like, I had my manager was down there, my group, and our guy Ambition. He ended up becoming the lead singer for Pretty Ricky. So it was a whole thing. So to kind of like make the story a little succinct. What happened was, Ambition and the group with Pretty Ricky, there were some disagreements, and they ended up just kind of canceling that situation. Chris ended up leaving, and that kind of opened up the door for me to join the group. I remember the day we were in the grocery store. We were just kind of like chilling, getting some groceries and all of that. And Baby Blue was like, man, we need you, man. We need you in the group. And how do you feel about that? I know we started getting you out here as a solo artist, because my first single that I had going out there as a solo artist, and you can look this up, you can Google it. It's a song called Lap Dance. Yes, it was actually originally a Crave song, but they ended up, once I left Crave, they ended up just saying, hey, this is your song. You did most of the vocals anyway, so you go ahead and just make this your single. But yeah, it's called Lap Dance, featuring Pretty Ricky. And I was actually going out on shows with them and touring with them, and performing this song. They would give me my little segment where, I had my little 4 minutes, and I get out there and do my little lap dance song, do my little couple little dance moves with the group and all that. You know what I mean? And then I would move out the way and get out the way. And I was singing background for Pretty Ricky at that time. Excuse me. So, I was kind of like the unofficial fifth member of Pretty Ricky. So Pretty Ricky had kind of expanded a little bit, and I would sing background for my buddy that was now singing as the lead singer for Pretty Ricky. So we had two singers at the time. A lot of people don't know that Pretty Ricky at one time had two singers in the group at one time, along with the three rappers. And hey, we looked pretty awesome on stage, all five of us up there, singing and doing the dance steps. It was really fun.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Now,
yeah, I know. Yeah,
somehow you end up being in the group, and
yeah.
where did this title, your name,
Oh
lingerie?
yeah.
What?
Yeah, so that was the whole thing. That was the whole thing. When I first got down there, my original name was ER, the star. I used to call myself ER, which stand for, emergency remedy. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to be like that emergency remedy for the ladies, just in case you need me at the beginning of the day, the middle of the day, or in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? So, I was kind of wanting to stick with that name, but Baby Blue, this dude's like kind of over creative sometimes. He was just like fighting for this name because he wanted a name that he felt would fit with the whole Pretty Ricky thing. They had Pleasure. When my boy Ambition joined the group, he had the name Foreplay. So, they wanted a name that was going to kind of fit with what Pretty Ricky was doing as far as names, and all that. So, we kind of fought about that. We kind of butt heads about it, but the whole thing behind it was we were going to try to come out with the whole ladies clothing line, like a lingerie clothing line, to kind of back that up and be that. We started developing like, ladies clothing, like, underwear and, lace panties and all that, all kind of like interesting stuff. So
Wow.
yeah, it was supposed to be like that, but that was the main reason, one of the reasons behind it. Yeah.
Do you ever feel like the decision that you made, um, going with Pretty Ricky, do you ever feel sometimes that you regret that decision only because you wanted to do a solo act at first?
Um, I wouldn't say regret. I don't like to really say I have regrets. Sometimes I'll play the what if game in my mind. But I just look at everything like as some people say, especially Christians would say, God, he moves in mysterious ways. Everything happens for a reason. I try to go with that. I think history is kind of set as you go along, making certain decisions and choices. My decision was set. I think my career and everything was set once I made the decision to become a part of the group. I always wondered what would happen if I would have stayed as a solo artist. I mean, that's a pretty difficult field as well, because I'm heavy competition out there with other solo singers. You had Chris Brown, Usher, all those guys at the time, so you're immediately thrown in that category. Being a part of a group was always awesome. So I always thank Pretty Ricky for that opportunity. Coming up as a person that was in a group, I understood what the power of a group can be. Groups are very powerful. I mean, when you have all the members there and everybody is up there working on stage and everything's just working great. I mean, groups can be amazing. So I try not to look at my situation as regretful. I just look at it as it was definitely a great time in music for myself. It was a great learning experience, being able to experience all the things that came with Pretty Ricky, going out there, just the history behind it, being able to go on 106 and Park and going on there 7 times, being on there when 50 Cent was the host. Singing to Roxy, I remember we did the 106 and Party one. That was the end of the year, right before New Year's. Every artist that I could think of almost was there that night. It was crazy. I'm just looking around like, wow, oh, all the people I used to listen to. Look at this. Wow, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? And being able to go out there, get introduced as the new singer of Pretty Ricky, singing to Roxy Diaz live right there on the show. She pulled my glasses off. I kissed her on the cheek. It was just like, wow, it was like an amazing moment for me. So it's hard for me to really kind of have any regrets about anything because I had so many amazing moments. I remember going up to XM Radio, and as soon as I got off the elevator, there's P. Diddy right there. I always wanted to meet Diddy. I was such a fan of Bad Boy. I wanted to be a Bad Boy artist. And as soon as the elevator opened, there's Diddy, and he's there to shake my hand. And you know what I mean? I had great moments. I've had so many great moments. Like I remember sitting in the truck while we were in traffic, and me and Baby Blue just got the email back that Snoop Dogg jumped on our remix. He said, man, I'm gonna do the song. You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg's a big fan of Pittsburgh. You probably heard that I was in the group. I'm from Pittsburgh, and jumped right on it. So shout out to Snoop Dogg being able to just do that. You know what I mean? Being a part of so many special moments. Being able to do a song with some of my heroes. I got to be on a song with H-Town and Jodeci. You know what I mean? I can't complain. You know what I mean? Even if I wanted to regret, I don't think I could. So many moments. Yeah.
You know what? Your journey sounds very much like you enjoyed it. And I'm thankful that you're still in it
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Amen.
whatever ups and downs that you had, it can never take away the talent that you have.
Yes, ma'am.
And it
Right.
seems to me that no matter what, every day you wake up, you eat, breathe, and sleep some form of music, um,
Yes.
which has also brought you into the lane. You're teaching
Yes.
too.
Yes. Yes. Something I kind of like fell into once I came home. I remember when I first kind of walked away from the music industry for a while back there in around 2012. I came home and met up with some friends. Shout out to my homies, Jasonta Dean. Shout out to Achilles Soon. Him and his group just dropped the album. Shout out to Grown Folks. You got to check them out online. Check out the new rap group, hip hop group, straight pure hip hop. They're called Grown Folks. They got a brand new single with Raheem Devon. It's called Magic. It's amazing. But yeah, I got with Achilles Soon and it's Jasonta Dean, and God bless them. They just kind of like really just lifted my spirits up, and they said, hey, look, why don't you get into the teaching game? Teach what you know. You know, you have all this experience, man. Like, put it together. I started understanding how to write curriculums and writing out 10-week lesson plans and getting into being in the classroom and understanding how to engage students and actually really, really teach them and you know, coming up with plans and ways to, you know, really, really get them educated so they can, you know, do some special things. So, you know, I've got to be in the studio with kids and have that environment and being able to show them how to write songs and how to arrange music, how to build harmonies and using your voice, actually recording these songs, and then actually rehearsing these songs, getting them ready for live performance on stage and actually shooting videos. We had camera crews coming and we still kind of do this to this day, showing the kids how to make the beats, just being totally just self-sufficient. Just, you know, it's a great thing to be able to just educate. You know, that's one of the blessings, being an educator. As an educator, you're forever a student. So I'm constantly learning new things every school year. I've been teaching now for about, I would say about 9 years now, almost a decade. So it's definitely really a blessing just to be able to do this, man. I'm thankful for it. Yeah.
Now, when you said you took yourself out of the business, now I can definitely, ooh,
Yeah.
I can understand that because it's been a few years back that
Yeah.
after doing event planning and things like that, 3 events in a yearly, ooh, you had to just step away. So I get it. I
Yeah.
understand by stepping
Yeah.
away. It took
Yeah.
me almost 10 plus years to come back in it. So what
Yeah.
brought you back in?
I mean, you know, music, it's hard for me to run from it. I can't, you know, I can't really sit it down, put it down anywhere. It's always gonna follow me, you know. Um, I just love it. Any chance that I get, I'm trying to be creative in some way. And you know, like I said, when I came home, I was mentally kind of exhausted. I was like, hey man, I did a lot. You know, I was touring a lot and doing a lot of shows and getting that experience. And after a while, I was just like, man, I think I need a breather. So, you know, after I came home, I took a little bit of time to just kind of like, you know, just breathe and just relax. And then I started getting with some folks that I felt could bring out the best in me musically. Shout out to like I said, my boy Achilles Soon. I asked him to be my music mentor, and he really helped push me to levels as far as production and just like songwriting and being creative to other levels, man. And we created some really cool stuff that we have out there in the world. But you know, music just really pulled me back in. I really wanted to continue to do it, and you know, I'm here. I'm still here, and I'm thankful to still be here making music, man.
Amen. Now, is this about the same time? Now, I know you probably want to get a little drink of water, so you can go ahead. I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
gonna, I'm gonna extend this question out so you can get a drink of water.
Mhm, mhm.
uh,
Yeah.
so when you decided to come on back in and got with a production team, is this where Cuffing Season was born?
Yeah, Cuffing Season was born around these times. Shout out to my boy Lonnie Syke. He was part of my management team with Main Street Entertainment. He definitely helped bring me to the studio and introduce me to a producer named J Pad the Juggernaut. We were at the studio called the Tree Shack. And man, it was just a great place for artists to come through and just be themselves, you know. A lot of independent artists came there and just like we just kind of vibed and just it was like a brotherhood, man, and it was just great. JPad, you know, took on my project and was just like, hey, I'm gonna record you, man. Let's do this, man. I got a lot of music, and we kind of hit it off, and you know, the songs just came back to back to back. So shout out to him. I had some production on there from Achilles Soon, my boy Van Taylor as well. All the songwriting was done by myself, all the vocals, all the production, vocal production. Yeah, I was able to put that together in Cuffing Season. We dropped that in 2013. My first solo. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Can I say beast? That's a beast for you. Oh my goodness. Now tell me about that. Was that your second album? Was it your first album? Tell me about that because you said you were a solo artist for a few months before
Yeah.
you got with Pretty Ricky.
Yeah. This was my first solo album. When I was with Pretty Ricky, like I said, I started out as a solo artist. With them would have been my first solo album, but yeah, once I kind of left up out of there, took a break, came home, I just recorded my first solo album on my own, and yeah, that was my first solo effort. And it was an amazing experience just to be able to do that, just be able to take, you know, artistic responsibility and just like cut my own album, man. Like it was awesome.
Man, I'm telling you, it's dope from top to bottom.
Oh,
Woo, woo.
thank you so much.
That's what I'm talking about. That's that R&B. That's that real, true
Yeah,
R&B.
yeah.
I love. Listen, my favorite cut on that is Yo Body.
Oh yeah, Yo Body. Yeah, I remember that one. I remember he hit me with that beat, man. As soon as I heard it, I was like, man, I caught a vibe, man. So shout out to my boy who's on there, M. Tomlin. He's another great artist and producer out here from Pittsburgh. Yeah.
I was like, what? When I listened to the car, I was like, what? I was like,
Yeah.
oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, Yo
Mm,
Body.
that was a dope album.
Thank you.
Are you
Thank you so
going? Are you going? What's going on with your new project and how? Now, first, I have to ask you this.
much.
Now, coming from the era of different terms in the business, albums are not albums anymore; they're projects.
Mhm. I know it's like, yeah, we changed the whole.
Like,
It's crazy.
so, talk to me about what is going on right now. Are you in the EP stage? Are you dropping singles? Because you can keep dropping them. Because I'm telling you,
Yeah.
woo, man, the work is
Yeah.
just so the quality, it's everything.
Yeah, I thank you. I really appreciate that. I kind of take example from DJ Jazzy Jeff. I remember he had his whole series that he was doing when they were like creating music and writing their album live, right there on the spot. Um, I remember he gave a speech and he said, "Die empty." You know, a lot of artists have like hard drives full of just like music and ideas that'll probably just like never see the light of day. And you know, I remember just sitting back and seeing all this music on my hard drive. I'm like, man, this thing is just full of ideas. And I heard Jazzy Jeff's voice, and I'm like, man, you know what? He's right. Let me start getting some of this music out. And I just been kind of like dropping songs. I really, I probably need to go ahead and do a project / album, whatever you want to call it. My friend, actually from Crave, my homeboy, shout out to Maurice Hollywood Walker. He was like, man, come on, man, put a project out, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he see me dropping these singles, and I'm like, yeah, I feel you, brother. So, you know, it might get to the point where I definitely put together a project. I know a lot of these EPs, a lot of times you'll get people dropping 4 or 5 songs and stuff like that. I thought about doing an EP, but I don't know. You never know. I might just put out a full project, you know, where we get like a full effort put out there into the world. So I'll keep y'all posted. I think that's definitely the goal, though.
Now, with that being said, not only do you have 203 AM, you have something else out as well, correct?
Yes. My other single prior to that, a single called Good Good. There's another single called Interlude. And was In the Middle of the Night and Forever as well. Also Blame. There's another single called Blame. Shout out to my writing crew and team. My boy Jay the writer. He's an amazing writer out of Philly. That's my bro. Shout out to the producer on that track. His name is Ryan Bowser. Now Ryan Bowser, his history is he was the producer behind Nelly and Kelly Rowland's song when they won the Grammy for Dilemma. So yeah, shout out to Ryan Bowser. He did a lot of production on Kelly Rowland's first solo album. Ryan Bowser is really amazing music producer. We put this song together called Blame, and it was originally written specifically for Sam Smith, the superstar pop singer. And we had ourselves a nice connection to their team, so we were submitting records, and Blame was one of them. Unfortunately, they ended up not using the record, so Blame was kind of just like sitting on the shelf. We're like, man, this song is so awesome, it's so dynamic. We got to do something with it, so we ended up releasing it on myself, and yeah, it's out there now on all platforms. I suggest y'all check it out. Blame is a really cool record, love song. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I'm definitely getting ready to start out releasing more love songs. I got some love songs on the way that are pretty cool.
It sounds like you've been trying to keep up with the different age of the new sounds and things like that. But it sounds like the R&B is where your love is. That's where your heart is.
Yeah, that's where the roots are. I mean, you got to kind of incorporate some of the new sounds and the new feel of what they're doing. You know, that everybody's kind of caught in this whole this music is a vibe thing. So I kind of want to catch some of the new vibes, but also we have to incorporate the old vibes. You know, I mean, there is a certain way to do music. There's a certain way that R&B music is created, and I want to kind of stick with, the original formula for making R&B music. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So now, with as many times as basically, as long as you've been in the business, as you've been in the business, and you've been doing a lot of songwriting, even from the very beginning up till now, how do you stay fresh with your content? How do you not repeat the same song, or how do you keep that fresh without using the same words? And
well, a lot of times, like I said, you're gonna kind of repeat yourself with some words. There's only but so many ways you can say I love you. There's only but so many ways I can say, I need you, or I want you, or I want that body, or I want to, come home and give you this, or love you this way. There's only so many ways you can say it, but you got to try to find out what is a creative and cool and now way to say certain things. You know what I mean? Because I've said certain songs, but what I've heard people be like, when they said the saying, oh yeah, that's good. You know what I'm saying? They will put a T at the end of it. So that's why I was like, oh, maybe I'll say I love you good. You know what I'm saying? I've made a song called Good. So you know what I mean? It's like it's just sometimes trying to find what is maybe even what is a popular saying for that time. I remember writing a song for an artist called Unbothered. You know, I remember I just kept hearing people say, I'm so unbothered, I'm so unbothered. So you just got to kind of really stay connected with the language of today. You know what I mean? And that's how you kind of connect with as far as like, you know, conceptualizing, coming up with those concepts. Because like I said, you know, a lot of people will write songs and, you know, the title of their song will be like, I need you, or you know, come back, you know what I'm saying? You know, and it's just like, you know what I mean? Like I said, you know, it's so tough coming up with song titles. That's why at 2 or 3 a.m. I was like, hey, you know, let's use that instead of something else. So there's always got to be a way that you creatively come up with a new way to say it. And even if you do say it in the more like standard way, you know what I mean, there's always a different way to say it. You know what I mean? Like I said, you can just take the standard line, I love you, and there's a million different ways to say it without it, you know, sounding the same. So I think the biggest responsibility for artists, for us, is always to find a creative new way and a new sound to just to put words to. You know what I mean? It gets difficult. That's why songwriting is not easy. That's why a lot of big time artists will you know, kind of like reach out to songwriters, like real songwriters that do it all the time, to help them, you know, with the actual songwriting, because it's not easy, man. It's so not easy. And you know, I think that one of the biggest things is also to just kind of stay consistent with your sound. You look at a group like Jagged Edge. They put out so many different projects, but they're consistent with their sound. You know what I mean? You always want to hear a Jagged Edge song because they have like this consistent sound that's always like, they're always sounding good. They always putting together like some really cool harmonies and some really cool words and wordplay. It's just about being, you got to be a poet. You have to be an artist when you're doing this. You have to be really creative. You can't just be dull and just regular and just like vanilla. It can't just be vanilla. It has to be chocolate and strawberry and pecan and, you know what I'm saying, and blackberry. It has to be all these different kind of flavors that you add to it as you go along.
You know what? To sum it all up, creative.
Yes.
That's it. You have to be creative. It's
Yeah.
really hard to do that though.
Yeah.
And then knowing that when you're forced to do it, it makes it a whole different kind of vibe,
Yeah.
because creativity should come naturally, but for some people it doesn't. So, oh
Yeah.
wow.
It has to feel good. It has to. That's the biggest thing for me. Like, I remember Whitney Houston back in the day. She's saying like, you know, her mother told me, if you can't feel it, you can't sing it, and it has to feel good. And I noticed that whenever I do write songs, or if I do write a new song, and it feels good off the rip, you know what I mean. And especially when the song comes together quickly, that usually happens when it's like, you know, that magical moment that happens, that studio magic that people talk about, that you kind of run across. I've run across those moments several times where it's just like, wow, that's it. Like, oh my goodness, like that is it. That's the one. That's the line. That's the sound. That's the melody. And when those things come together, and it comes together like, and it's just, man, it's magic.
It's
Studio
magic.
magic. Yeah, yeah.
Now, are you
But
in a rush to put out your EP project or whatever?
um,
Are you in a rush, or are you gonna just sit back and just meditate on it for a minute, just keep dropping, and you know? Are
I
you?
don't know. I don't know if I'm in a rush, but I do want to, you know, I do want to have the same kind of sense of urgency that Tupac had. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of people were like, yeah, man, Tupac, you know, he felt like, you know, death was really around the corner, so he had to hurry up. Nah, I just think Tupac just had a wonderful and amazing work ethic. And he understood the importance of, you know what I mean, really getting ideas out. And I think I'm at that point now. I just really want to get a lot of my ideas out, and try to, you know, be, I want to perfect the way that I make music, but I don't want to try to be too perfect with the music. That's the one thing you can get caught up in. I think some perfectionists, they'll get caught up with that, and next thing you know, you won't hear from them for like 2, 3, 4 years. You know what I mean? So I always want to be able to say, you know what, it might not be perfect, but I think it feels good. As long as it feels good, I think I'm ready to just go on and just like, you know, release that. So I got a lot of music right now that feels good. That's on my hard drive that I'm kind of eager to let people hear.
Do you feel like this is the perfect time with a lot of the R&B artists coming back out and or entering for the first time? Do you feel like this is the perfect time?
Yeah, yeah, I absolutely feel like this is the perfect time because it's needed. I think people are hungry for real music. R&B music is definitely still alive. I've seen some great shows over the past couple months that definitely reminds me of that. But R&B definitely has to live out here. It has to make a comeback. People need that. I mean, all of the music that we're hearing nowadays, you know what I mean? It's some of it's kind of cool, but I mean, at the end of it all, I can't lie. Some of it needs some work, or some of it probably shouldn't even be out. You know what I mean? But I think the youngins definitely need to just pay attention to history, do your research and your homework, because some real live R&B was going down from between, I would say, what I'm saying, like the mid 80s all the way up into like what I'm saying, the mid 2010s. We were, man, we made some serious noise out here as far as R&B soul.
See, as a patron and a lover of the business,
Yeah,
it was so dope in those time frames.
yeah,
The
yeah,
award shows were dope. I
yeah.
mean, it was so much talent.
Oh man.
And now, that's all I'm gonna say.
Listen. We come from the era when you had to actually be good. Like you really had to be talented. And if you didn't know how to rap or sing, you didn't mind being in the crowd. So many people, I think, they have this whole "me too" and "I can too" and "let me try that too" and "I can be a star too" kind of attitude. And it's like, man, no, we need more people in the stand. I mean, we need more people in the seats. You know what I mean? And not all these people trying to get on stage. Everybody's not built for it. You know what I mean? Because it's one thing to try to go and record a song and you let your friends hear it and everybody's all like, oh yeah, this is great. But then, all right, now get on stage and do it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, it doesn't translate. They can't do it. They're not built for it. And it's, I think we should, really get to the point where we're letting the real talent shine. Let the stars be stars. Let's get back to real instrumentation, real music, musicianship, and just quality of music, a quality of songwriting, artistic responsibility. I think that's very important.
When was the last time you was on stage? When is the last time you've been on stage and actually performed?
Um, I would say a real show. I actually just did a show here in Pittsburgh at Club Cafe with the homies. The Bill Henry Band. Bill Henry Band's been out there for a little while now. I actually wrote a good portion of their first debut album that came out here in Pittsburgh. Check out the Bill Henry Band. They got some really cool stuff. But yeah, we just did a show at Club Cafe here in Pittsburgh on the south side of Pittsburgh. Really cool party side of town. And that was like about a couple months ago. But just recently, I just sang at a wedding. You know what I'm saying? So I'm constantly out here, just moving around, just doing performances, just trying to like stay active.
Okay, because I was gonna ask, when are we gonna be able to see the show move to different cities?
You know what? That's definitely something I want to get to. Like I said, we gotta, start getting things going, start talking to some folks. Maybe we can get some sponsors together, some folks that are willing to, get this show on the road, and really get it going. I think I know I'm ready to definitely get out there on the stage and do some shows and hit some cities every weekend and have some fun. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But like I said, we just gotta get with some folks, and I would say pretty soon, like I would say, just keep your eyes open and stay tuned. Just keep it locked, man. We're gonna definitely be on stage soon, a lot more.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Once again, let me say this because I'm a dancer,
Yeah,
and just looking back over your history and some of the visuals,
yeah, yeah. Hey,
are you still in that mode to where you are releasing some clothing and all of that good stuff, In other
oh
words,
man.
are you still in that same body structure? Are you still comfortable with doing that?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Or,
absolutely. Yeah, I
because
think
once you take
once
your
I
shirt off, it's just like, whoa,
yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
fit.
Yeah. Once I get back out on stage like that consistently, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think, some articles of clothing will definitely get stripped down, you know what I mean, get comfortable. Especially as an R&B artist, I think you should, be able to do that while you're on stage. So yeah, I definitely want to be able to get on stage. I can still get some dance moves going and moving around, but yeah, you never know, man. I might be, deep into a song, and next thing you know, man, that shirt gets ripped off, and you
Okay,
know what I'm saying? Heck yeah, yeah,
that is
absolutely.
that is part of the package. Like
Hmm.
if you were from that era, that's part of the package. And so when you're looking at it as a patron again, it's like, dang, well, what happened? Because you're so used to and trained to seeing a performer do certain things. It's like,
Right, right.
So I'm just trying to get a feel of what, performances in the future are gonna be like. So I'm gonna be like,
Oh yeah,
yes, yes,
yeah,
come
yeah. They're gonna be pretty much some of the same, some more intensities. And yeah, we're gonna get into some grown folk stuff.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now I know I've kept you for a long time today, but I do appreciate your time.
Oh yes, absolutely. It's no problem. I'm glad that you kept me here. I'm glad that we were able to get this interview in. I appreciate you bringing me on to your wonderful and amazing platform. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. Please continue to keep putting it out there, man. R&B. Whew, a lot of
Yeah,
people were made off of R&B. I don't care what you want to say. You
absolutely,
can't take
absolutely.
certain people's God-given gifts away. They laid it on wax. Well, wax back in the day, eight
Yeah,
tracks, whatever
yeah,
you want to call it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
CDs, all of
Oh,
that. At the end of the day, you can't take that gift away. So I appreciate you. I appreciate your work. Thank you so much for continuing those things. Thank you so much for contributing and letting people know, hey, I'm still here. You know what I mean?
yes, ma'am.
R&B is still alive. Woo,
Still, we still
got me
here. We
over
still around.
here.
We still here. We still here. We ain't gone yet. We still in the building. So, we're gonna continue to give them some great R&B. Shout out to all the brothers that are still doing it. Shout out to the homie Pleasure P, formerly of Pretty Ricky. He's one of the coldest out here doing R&B music. I mean, there's a lot of guys, like Eric Bellinger, and Usher's still doing it. I don't know if you've seen his recent Tiny Desk performance. I mean, shout out to Usher. He's still a king out here. Chris Brown, him and his new project. Shout out to Chris, man. Keep pushing. Tank, man, so many great artists. All the guys that are out here doing R&B right. You got to do R&B correctly. A lot of these kids think they might be doing some R&B, but no, man, come on. Just like Diddy said, hey, I'll discuss R&B whenever you guys start doing R&B for real. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, let's keep making R&B straight up the right way, and giving the people what they want. And I'm definitely going to be giving that to y'all, man. I can't wait for y'all to hear the new stuff I got coming.
Man, actually, I do want to say something. The energy, the love, the support that you give to people who are part of your peers, but at the same time, some people might have thought your competition. I love that energy. You
Oh, yeah,
make sure that you give the props where props are due.
absolutely,
It's like you're so
absolutely.
humble,
Yeah.
and you're also still a fan
Oh
of
man.
your peers.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. I'm I'm still a big time fan of music. I'm a fan of what a lot of these guys have done and are still doing. I'm forever a student, and I think you have to be that way. I mean, there's plenty of people already out here who are a holes, and we got plenty of people that are jerks, and that don't know how to be humble, or don't know how to or refuse to show love. We got plenty of people like that. I think we need more people that are willing to show love and not afraid to, maybe hit the share button, hit the like button, and show some love. I mean, it's not hard. It's very easy. I mean, there's plenty of room for all of us out here. And I think we just got to be, just kind of just operating in that realm, man, and just bringing that kind of vibe to it, man. Positive vibes.
I want to say shout out once again to Household Name Entertainment, Mr. St. James and Miss Coco
Yes,
Reyes and the team. Thank you so much for putting that together for us today
yes,
and connecting us together. Let
yeah.
them know, Mr. Deontay, how do people reach you, book you, get all your songs, watch your videos, follow you? tell everyone how they do that.
Absolutely. You can book me at 808 and the word music, but with 2 C's. So that's 808 MUSICC at gmail.com. That's where you can book me at. You can go to my social sites. My IG is Emanuel Deanda 808. That's EMANUEL DEANDA 808. That's right there for IG. Facebook, you can find me, Manny Emanuel Deanda. The spelling's the same. Twitter, you can find me at Twitter at Emanuel Deanda. My YouTube's the same thing, Emanuel Deanda. EMANUELDEANDA. Try to remember that. I know it's kind of a lot. Shout out to my daddy, Mexican.
You know what? I think I've been spelling it with one M. I'm not for sure. Now I'm thinking I'm not for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I feel like I've
My
been
stage,
spelling it.
my stage name Emanuel, Emanuel. But yeah, one M, 2 M's happen sometimes. People have been messing my name up for a long time. It's all good. It's all good. Ain't no issue. We'll get it right.
Don't worry,
But
because I
yeah,
feel the same way too. Because trust me, I already know about that. I'll be like, you know what,
yeah,
just say this.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
And it's the same for all of the music platforms, all of the outlets that are out there. All you got to do is just search my name, Emanuel Deanda, EMANUELDEANDA, and you'll find all of my music that is out there right up under my name. Check me out, please support, download it, stream it, buy it, whatever you got to do. I mean, just, go on and get it, man. I appreciate everybody that shows love.
I know that. Make sure you add that to the playlist because cuffing season. Woo, woo. I'm
Oh
just gonna
man,
say it.
thank
Not
you.
not one song did I skip, and I was like, woo. See,
Oh wow,
that's how I judge.
wow,
How
no
I personally
skips.
exactly no skips.
I
Listen to the entire song or watch the entire video,
love it.
or at the end of the day, if I like more than half of a song or project
Right.
or album or whatever, then I know for me personally it's a good situation.
Oh man.
So, all right, is there anything yes, that is what's up. Is there anything you want to say, add to the conversation before we leave today?
I just want to just say thank you. Thank you to everybody involved. St. James Household Name Entertainment Promotions, Coco Reds Entertainment. Just shout out to you, Candy Show. I appreciate you, Candy, for everything. Like I said, for bringing me on to your wonderful platform. Let's do it again. I just want to shout out everybody that's kind of in my corner. Just got my back. Shout out my family, the Deanda family. Shout out to my support system. Everybody. Shout out to my girlfriend, Marissa. Shout out to just everybody, my boys, Hollywood. Shout out to everybody in Pittsburgh that's holding me down, and everybody across the world that that loves my music and is holding me down. Man, I appreciate y'all. Hopefully, we'll see you out on the road sometime, and you'll see me again on the Candy Show. Let's get it.
Come on now. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. You already know what the deal is. You know I'm the host, Candy, right?
Yes,
So now
yes.
check this out. I need for you to follow the Candy Show on Instagram. That's the Candy Talk Show. Now, if you're not on YouTube, what's the deal? Okay, now go subscribe, go like, go follow, go share, go put your notifications buttons on YouTube channel. Capital C now with the number 2 at the end. That is Candy Productions 2, capital C and the number 2. Once again, capital C and the number 2, Candy Productions 2. All right, guys, thank you so much, Mr. Deontay, for your time today. And yes, we will get together because I still want to talk about the talent show situation.
Oh, let's
Telling
get
you,
it.
we're going
Let's
to do
do it.
that.
Let's make it happen.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in
All
to
right.
another episode of The Candy Show. Bye.
Peace.